Oi galera, aqui é a Pri Harumi do blog Louca por Séries e eu tô aqui pra entrevistar o Daniel Gillies, o Elijah de The Originals, que é o meu original favorito. E eu tô bem ansiosa, mas vai ser legal. Vem comigo? The Originals focus on the relationship between the siblings, right?
Yes.
The original siblings, and there are lots of deaths in it.
Yes.
And you yourself have been killed tons of times.
Countless times. I must have a killable. You want to murder me right now, or just at least punch me in the.
How many times have you been killed? Do you remember?
I lost count somewhere around 10. I've died so many times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you remember one that was most memorable or more difficult to shoot?
Yes, I do actually. There was one death I did where I had to. So stupid. So stupid.
Not at all. Please tell.
So there's this blade in the series. It's called the Tunde blade. It used to belong to this kind of mercenary character called Papa Tunde. When you get hit with this blade, it burrows its way into you, and then kind of like it's supposed to be this endless torment because it doesn't quite kill you, but it sort of stays. This blade stays within you. Anyway, I did a death. I did a death where I was stabbed and I died. And I had died so many times at this point that I was like, I'm gonna do this differently. I'm just gonna do it differently. So I didn't scream. I just played it differently, but I played all of the pain and the torment. I sort of locked myself up and did it. I just did a different performance. So I do this version of the death, and it was so divided. Half of the network loved my death. I saw it and I was very proud. I went, I love it. And half of them wanted the cliche of what the screaming that they'd already seen. So they made me reshoot it. And I said no, and they said yes, and we went back and forth a lot. It was nauseating and completely unnecessary. And we went back in, and I ended up shooting it, doing a screaming fit that they wanted, so they had both options. And then, when they cut the episode, they didn't even use the one that we went back to do. And it was like...
The Elijah fans, it's a huge part of the show, right? The last time we've seen them together, she had the whole speech that they can be together, that every time she sees him, she'll think about Jackson. And do you think they will be able to get back together?
I mean, yeah. He confuses me so much, Elijah, with his desire, because he couldn't have chosen anybody more difficult to be in love with. And it's just a minefield, being with her.
And since we're talking about the romance, we haven't seen a final official scene of Catherine, the goodbye of Elijah.
I know.
How do you think he reacted when he heard Catherine died?
I think he was kind of devastated. I was also surprised that was never sort of spoken about. Again, I think I do feel for the writers. They have to write for both worlds, but I think they forget. I think it would have been interesting. I wonder if Nina is interested in sort of returning to the show for anything. I'm sure she is.
There's a speculation, right?
There's lots of speculation. I mean, I'm still friends with Nina. I haven't really spoken to her about that stuff, but I'm curious.
If the next season would be the last one, if it comes to an end, do you think Elijah will find his happy ending?
No.
No?
No.
You think he'll forever be tormented?
They're forever tormented because of who they are. This sounds really, really gloomy, but I'm just thinking of people who've undergone really, really dark experiences. I don't think there's a good life for them. Because even they knew that they were monsters. Even they had this insatiable desire to kill and to murder. And I think that there was no opportunity for happiness for them because they lived with this disease of the mind. I think the vampire is the disease of the soul. I don't think there's an opportunity to be happy for them, to be truly happy. I think that that, you know, it seems like the most wonderful gift, like this perpetual existence, but it's actually, it's this great curse. I don't see a happy ending, no.